Zach. Take it away, Zach.
Are you ready now for your losers semifinals? Starting it out here with our first team. They traveled a long way to be here, and after a close 3-2 loss to Set to Destroy X, are looking for some revenge. Please give a warm welcome to Team Olive!
So one thing that I do want to mention now, it might not come into play just yet, but do you know the only team that has beaten Legacy at this tournament? It was Olive.
It was Olive.
And Pools in a clean 3-0. So now this is a different day. Different days mean different things, but Olive, I mean, if they are able to make this, if they are able to get that revenge on STDX, they might have the best shot at dethroning Legacy.
Just to clarify, did you mean to say Legacy, or are we talking about Eclipse here?
Legacy.
This is Eclipse.
Right. I was just saying for future.
Okay, got it. Okay.
And now their challenger, after making it through the redemption bracket, have beaten a lot of teams to get to this point. Please welcome their opponent, Eclipse.
Eclipse.
Crowd going wild for Eclipse right now.
Well, this is more or less a home team in this situation. Yep. A lot of these people, actually maybe all of them, I don't know 100% if that's true, coming here. Another young team, a lot of parents here in the crowd, and there is no better supporter than a parent. So thank you all who have made the journey. You can see them off here onto the right. They have been cheering as loud as everyone. They're recording here. This is a big stage for their babies.
And speaking of Eclipse, let me talk about some of their players, like the one especially, have improved so much to get to this point. I remember playing against one months ago and playing against him now. He's improved so much as a player, and he's definitely showing it right now at G5.
Absolutely. Ross is the one that I want to highlight here. Ross came up to me before his their last match against Deep Blues, and he was shaking. He was shaking. He was so nervous. And I told him, like, you are amazing at this game. Just play the game, and things will be fine. Ross has gone off game after game after game. An amazing player, and I have no doubt that he'll continue to do that. He's been flexing between a lot of different weapons. He's been the one that's been going tri-slosher, sloshing machine, a couple different weapons here to fit what the team needs. I don't expect that to change in this set.
Absolutely, and of course they are going against Team Olive. We've talked about them a lot. Let's keep talking about them. They're showing up in a lot of these streams right now. We got to keep saying the same things over and over.
Absolutely. We've already talked about the teams, the individual players. DJ, I think, will be the X factor. Team Eclipse is going to get this win. DJ has been the aggressive T-Tech and splatter shot that has been going in. If you make the conscious decision to go with a splatter shot over an end zap, you have one thing on your mind, and that is pew, 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 you're dead.
Yep, you're going for those slays. The thing about the end zap is, it paints well. It's got a suction bomb and an armor. Where it falls a little bit off is with that slaying power. And of course, this is LAN, so you need to make every single bullet with that thing count. And when you use a splatter shot over the end zap, it kind of gives you a little bit extra, a little bit of an extra window for errors that you can make.
Absolutely. And, the spread is a little bit wider too.
Yeah.
The end zap has a very, very clean spread, which is good if your cursor is always over them. But with the amount of jukes that come in here, just that one little juke, sometimes missing by just a little bit, can be what it is. So spread can be a good thing. It is certainly the superior slaying weapon.
Right, absolutely. And again, from the side of Team Olive, they're probably going to be running with more of what they've been using the entire tournament. They seem to have like one comp where they switch out like the end zap and the tri-slosher depending on the map and mode combo. They're going to have that Forge Pro, they're going to have that machine, the blaster, and then the end zap and tri-slosher. And it's probably going to be more of the same from them. If they do switch it up, I'd be very surprised.
I would too. I mean, we talked to Dude earlier, and he said that they have no reason to switch off this because they feel that it best fits the most situations, and that's what you have to be able to do. If you're constantly caught between weapons, you're a tweener, you're not really sure what works where, it's so good to have an anchor, a comp that you can always fall back on. So here we go. Crowd, I know you've still got some in you. Don't quit on me now. Let's get hype.
And here we go. Game 1, Team Olive versus Eclipse. Players are on their way to the middle of the map. This is going to be tower control, so it's all about holding that map control and pushing ahead of the tower to give it a safe path to move.
Absolutely. Going to be going up here. I like the idea of tension going up here on the top, trying to hold things around. Dude doing pretty much the same thing here on the side. Going to be riding over on this Inkrail. Going to be throwing a bomb. Head back into it. Some high wire antics here. I like it. Looking like Sonic Adventure 2 battle.
Okay, there's a trade up there on the snipe. Sendo is trying to push up. Oh, but he actually got spun around on by Ross, and now it's two players going down on each side, and Specials at the ready for both teams right now, and it looks like Eclipse actually did get that armor off. Dude's pushing in. Okay, so they do have a decent push going here. The bubbles are up. They need to push up and hold that old zone.
Absolutely. One thing that we do need to mention here. This map goes a lot quicker than it did in Splatoon 1.
Yep.
However, if there's one of those pointing at you, it doesn't move so fast after all.
Absolutely, and the thing about tower control is that stingrays are so key, and you see a stingray on each team, and it's all about keeping that stingray alive. It's all about using it to halt the opposing team's push, because when there's a stingray on the tower, you can't really do much about it. Nike's doing what he can just to kind of harass. It looks like that push did fall off a little bit, and it's completely up to Eclipse right now to try and find these pushes. Dude does go down.
That was quite a dive by the one there who just said, I'm either getting dude or I am dying trying. And he did get it. Soren has to be careful there. Very good job peeking around there. That was a pretty long-lasting suction bomb. Two coming around from behind here, but Soren very patient getting it, and Ross almost pulling the heroics there.
That would have been crazy.
Absolutely.
Just a quick 180 direct.
Yeah. He got the 180 direct, but not a lot else. But there's still
Doing
a
rough
lot
spot.
of pressure coming.
Whoa, well, that was close. Okay.
Right in front of his face there. Now Sendo back going to put some more pressure on the tower, but they do lose the lead here, and it's past the checkpoint.
How is Dude still alive? They've had so much stuff thrown at them, and they're still here. Just the movement is good, and they know the range of their weapon. They're spacing perfectly, and it's just all about that survival. Like, holding that push off completely by your own is so important. We do have Soren now pushing up to the overlook. Not going to find too much up there as he is pushed off by the Tri-Slosher. Bubbles are coming in. The tower is moving. They're looking for this lead.
Absolutely. Those bubbles were actually popped a little bit early. I don't think that was intentional, and Ross is going to do what Ross does and snipe things down. Ross is a former sniper player, I guess still current, but for this tournament, not been a whole lot of that. DJ going to run in and do what DJ's been doing this entire tournament, which is go in, get the kill, get back out of there, and hold down this side. You saw a splashdown go at the bottom of your screen there. I believe that was Sendo, who gets taken out very quickly by the double team of Ross and DJ.
And Eclipse is holding a lead over Team Olive right now. It's not the biggest lead, but they are holding a lead. Dude does have these bubbles up. They're going to be looking for that push here. They have two specials up, the Stingray as well as the bubbles. They're going to try and find those picks. As soon as they get one, they're going to be collapsing in on Eclipse as quick as they can. But no, they're the first team to get a pick.
Still early in the game, but not getting those bubbles out hurts. And one thing, it's not a big lead, but there's a checkpoint. So that numerical lead isn't big, but that first checkpoint, as you've seen, is not easy to get past whatsoever. Sendo in a rough spot, but still barely alive. Can Sendo get this kill? It would be huge. No, instead goes down to the one who pivots around behind.
Oh, the one! Whoa, whoa, whoa! That's a triple kill for the one!
Will we get a quad? Will we get a quad on stream?
He's looking for that last one. It's on Soren!
Oh, doesn't know, but instead opts to go and put some pressure on Snipe here. And I like the idea here, trying to establish some control up here. Sendo gets taken down by some other people, and now the control all in favor of Eclipse. If they're able to push up over to the overlook, this could be very, very bad for Olive.
Right, Ross is in position. Look at this, the one and Ross are both pushing up. That is two players down on the side of Olive. They have that Stingray up, but they're not using the Stingray. They're still going. Amazing. They did go 3 players down there, so the push was halted by Team Olive. But if you look at this, there's a minute and 14 seconds left in the game, and Olive they don't have the lead.
They don't have the lead, although it's getting very scary. Both the times they pushed it to there, they went 4 down, and they allowed them to get into this situation. Last time they had a Stingray to shut things down. We'll see if that's right on cue.
Yep.
Goodness gracious, Ross sitting back up here. Ross is boss, closing this down. Dude got a couple hits. They got him down.
They are still going. That is a Stingray up from the side of Olive. They need to use it on this push if they want to keep it going. But look at this. Now they're getting pressured back by the machine. It's just the machine and the end zap left. The machine does go down. Okay, they did find these picks. This could be the lead for Olive right here.
Soren pushing up over to Overlook here. I don't know if DJ knows. Sendo's coming in. They're going to pitch her, but Soren goes down. That was a huge kill on Soren. Sendo still over there, kind of pushed around, but Sendo gets one. Oh, Ross has to
got the lead.
Not able to get there in time, and Dude somehow finds those shots onto Ross, even though he was able to drop it down.
And he lost so many of his teammates, but the push is still going, and they're still jumping in the tower. This push is not done yet. The bubbles are keeping them alive. The Stingray is up for Nike, although he hasn't been using too many of these. We might just see him stick up here with the sloshing machine. Okay.
Yeah, a little too dangerous to jump all the way back here, but Sendo is going to come crashing in. Soren going to use that booyah here and stand. Nobody near the tower. They knew that was fine. But talk about persistence, and I called it, I said it right there. They went 4 down in that push that didn't really net them anything. That allowed them to get set up. This time, Ross's Stingray was not enough to stall them around. Sendo and Soren had come back around on the snipe area and crashed inside. The defense was not enough, and the patience and persistence of Olive finally paid off.
And pretty much what happened there was they recognized that they were having troubles pushing past that checkpoint because the Stingray was giving them troubles. And so they recognized that, they called it out, and they said when they Stingray the tower, because you know what's going to happen, he's on point, when they Stingray the tower, we need to dance on and off, switch positions, go on, take damage, jump off and heal, go back on. etc., etc. And they did that perfectly to keep them all alive. I believe they only dropped one, and it wasn't even to the Stingray, and that let them get that push going. Once they got it up to the old zone, as we like to call it, that's when they got that lead.
And when you have a weapon like the Forge Pro and the Sloshing Machine that can sit behind where that tower was and reliably just continue putting ink to not let the Slayers like DJ get in a position where they can come crash in on you, eventually the Stingray, as mighty as it is still finite. Its range isn't, but the timer on it is.
Yep.
So eventually just run it out. You got it exactly right here, but a very strong showing from Eclipse there at the start. It was really just that one time that it fell through.
Moving on, we do have Rainmaker Muscle Forge Fitness. We talked about this a little bit earlier. It's all about making that right side push or the decision to go left, the very rare decision to go left, and both of these are extremely dangerous. It's pretty much going to be all about the team fights. It's whichever team is able to find those picks, make the enemy team go 3 or 4 players down, and then make a beeline with the Rainmaker.
Absolutely. And you know, this map has only gotten scarier since the advent of the Mist.
Yes.
Since the advent of Toxic Mist, we talked about how there's really only one way to go. That is a narrow channel that is not easy to get down. And if Mist is there, it becomes that much more obnoxious to get through it.
Absolutely. And Sendo is most likely going to be sticking with that Vanilla Blaster that has the Toxic Mist. It expands the entire width of that platform. So if you want to push it through that right side, you're going to need to be dealing with the Mist.
Absolutely. We'll see here. The teams are locked in and moving. This is so great. I still can't believe that we have more rounds of Splatoon like this.
And I'm excited. I want to keep this going. This is awesome. This tournament's been great so far, and Team Olive and Eclipse are looking to continue that.
Absolutely. Very similar comps here. The Tri-Slosher, a very, very interesting choice here. It's going to be a little bit more aggressive than Nike's Sloshing Machine. So they are trying to go in.
I am honestly not sure if I've seen the one play Tri-Slosher before. This might be one of those pocket picks that he's going for.
Look at them dancing around that center. Finally, the pop does go in the way of Eclipse. Ross comes in. Oh, that's two
players down. It looks like they're going to find Dude on the side. He's going to drop to Ross, and they've got that push going.
Let's see if they can go. Ross is going to push up here.
He's past the suction bomb.
They called out Sword.
Still
Ross
going.
moved to get
Still
Sword.
going. And wow, 13 points, less than 30 seconds into the game is exactly what you want.
Absolutely, and they still have enough pressure that they might be able to get another pop. They're going to have to be
They're
careful
still here.
to back up. Ross, okay, what's Ross going to do? Ross is armored and gets taken down immediately. Very good defense here.
Dude's going to be getting that out of there, but the one is looking for the hunt, and he's going to get chased out by Nike, so the Rainmaker is safe. Olive is not out of this game yet. They're going to be pushing this back into mid. It's up to them to take some control, but no, not if they get taken out by DJ.
Not if they get taken out by DJ.
Sendo, okay.
Pretty much everybody. Didn't need the splash gem, but why not for some style points? Ross is going to be very composed there, but now Sword's coming. Oh, there's
3
only
players
one
down.
left.
This might be the counter push. We're less than 2 minutes into the game. We've already seen 2. No, Dude is going to be taken out by the Tension. Bubble's going up. Okay. Finds a kill, too. I don't know how. 3 players down. Nike's going to be the 4th. That was essentially a full wipe onto Team Olive, and Eclipse with a successful defense.
I don't even know if he knew that Soren was there, but he threw the bubble up that way anyway, and it did get Soren. That was important because you know Soren was flanking around that backside, and if Tension had gone down there, that would have been a pretty clean run up there, or at least a threat. Nike doing the Nike thing, which is to destroy everybody with your stick.
That is a full wipe onto Team Olive.
Gracious. All right, here they go. Nike's going to be the designated Rainmaker carrier. Are they actually going to take it to the left, or are they going to use it as a bait? No,
they're going. They're going.
Leading the charge, and
okay, so the Rainmaker spawned over there, but they didn't get the points. That's interesting. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Sendo going to have to go back to middle here and try to get a little bit of paint. Not the best painting weapon, so he's just going to have to hold position. Going to sit there on the right side. You can see there. Maybe even back up the trench if necessary. Ross is going to come back up here, try to help them take a little bit of mid. You see them crowding here on this right side. They've got to be careful.
So they do make that drop down. The Rainmaker is in mid, taking some pressure. Dude's looking for that pick on the wall, but the one is going to be pushing into him. That's 3 players down. Dude's the last one. He's in mid. Oh, and he finds the pick on the Rainmaker. Finds 2. Maybe looking for 3 on Ross.
Dude.
Oh, my.
Dude.
Okay,
How often have we seen this guy do this?
Too much.
Too much. Everything was going for them. There was one stick that they got tripped on, and it was Dude. However, Sendo, they're leading up the charge. They're going to get taken down. They're all over here, but they've got to watch the screen.
This is a second try at the push. They're in a good spot here. Soren needs to win that fight. They do trade, but there's still 3 players up on the side of Eclipse, and it's completely up to Olive right now. They need to find these picks. That's 2 players down.
Tension once again, crashing in exactly the right time.
They have the jumps. They can get that pop. This might not be done for Olive yet. They're still going.
How many kills can Sendo get?
That's going to be the lead. That is going to be the lead. They're not going to find the knockout. 7 points, though.
This is scary. They're still up there. There's still 3 up for Olive. If they don't play this carefully, they snuck in and reset it as this time continues to tick away. I think that might finally be enough. Sendo going to be the last one there. Nike is going to jump in, and they're going to try to put as much pressure as they can.
DJ doing what he can. Oh, but no, Sendo's going.
No
That's going to be the
way.
knockout. Wow.
No way. Talk about persistence there. I'm not even sure. It looked like they kind of moved back a little bit. Maybe didn't think that there was going to be as much painting prowess because that was 2 weapons.
Yep.
Not even shooters that were getting that kind of frame maker damage.
What happened was Eclipse. It seems like they just completely left the Rainmaker. It was unpopped. They knew this, but no one was watching it. And because there were still 2 players of Team Olive there, they were able to get that quick pop. It painted the pedestal, and he just went for it. And I don't think they were ready for that.
Once again, the patience and persistence that Olive displays. Yep. Being rewarded there. This is the 2nd game in a row that it has been Eclipse that has started off, but Olive, they're smiling. They know what's going on here. They know how to play this. You see there at the very end, Soren smirking, dude barking out orders. Nike's calm. Nike's chilling. Big chilling.
No, these are great games so far. And again, this is so close. I didn't expect Eclipse to be giving Team Olive a run for their money here, but no, Olive, every single time that they're in a bad situation, they've been able to turn it around.
That's what experience will do for you. And they don't. The thing about Olive is they don't have the most LAN experience. I believe the last time they played, and I don't even know if it was this full team, was back in Splatoon 1, and the winner of that got to go to E3. Rising Moon won that, and I know Olive was not very pleased with their performance. They are out here for blood today, and I said it earlier with Zach. 2nd place. No smiles. They want the win, and they are 1 win away from getting past Eclipse and earning a rematch at Set to Destroy X.
Absolutely, and wow, what a rematch that will be. The last set that they played did go to Game 5, and it was a close Game 5 too.
Losers final Set to Destroy X in Olive. Would not have bet that at all, but Splat Zones on Mako Mart. If you ever had bubbles, now would be a good time to use them.
Right, and speaking of losers finals, Team Olive needs to get through Eclipse if they want to make it there. They are up 2 games going on to Game 3. If they win this one, they do secure that ticket into the losers finals, but Eclipse doesn't want that to happen.
No, Eclipse doesn't want it to happen, and they've been playing well enough to not let it happen. It's just those little mistakes that you talked about that Legacy wasn't making. The little tiny mistakes. It's been here. One of the only, is this the only cross-shaped zone in the game? I think it is.
I think it is, yep.
It's a very, very unique zone where you think that you've got control, but there's one off to the side that you haven't seen. But if you have bubbles, that's also not really an issue, and I have no doubt that both teams will be demonstrating just that. And yep, lo and behold, out come the Forges.
Yep, the Forge Splattershot Pros did get hit with a nerf in the most recent patch just a few days before the tournament, but they are still seeing some use as they are a very, very reliable bubble blower, not only because the main weapon is strong, but they do pop those bubbles with the suction bomb kitted out.
And right now, oh man, Eclipse is just going in and getting a little bit too hasty.
Soren and Ross are dancing. How did Ross live that long? Actually going to get cleaned up by tension there from behind with that Forge Splattershot Pro. The bubbles are up. They're looking for it. See, look at this. There's the inkjet. They're going to be using the inkjet to pop the bubbles here most likely. Wow, what a hit onto Soren. DJ.
Sniped. And one's got to be careful here. Okay, this time he ran in and he was able to pressure it, but
that was a very quick pop onto that bubble.
Painful. Run that object shredder, everybody.
Here's the bubble going into zone. They didn't actually use the bubble to pop on top of the zone, but it looks like they were able to neutralize. Sendo going in behind. They do capture the zone, and it's up to Olive right now to push up on both the sides to make it more difficult for Eclipse to get back in.
Oh, poor the one there, getting caught out alone. However, DJ is going to clean that up before the damage can get too much. DJ now moving up here on top of Melons, trying to put some pressure on. Nike has switched over to the Rapid Blast right there.
Here's the inkjet, another quick shot onto Nike, looking to make it 2. The armor was up, so they did get saved from 1 hit there. 2 players down, 3 players down now on the side of Team Olive, and Eclipse has control. There's another player down. They found the last one, and Team Olive's on the respawn right now. They got to find ways back in onto Eclipse.
How many times have we seen this, though? Every game has had the same story. Eclipse gets out to a lead. Can they hold it? They need to rewrite the script. There's 3 over here. They've been called out. Sometimes when you bunch up, that's a bad thing, but here they all try to go meet them preemptively, and it's not going to be enough. Sendo running in, and just like that, it goes back the other way. They put all their eggs in that one basket, and it worked for them.
Right, I like the decision-making from Sendo there. Rather than push into the Splattershot Pro, which outranges you, he's going to stick to the high ground on the opposing team's stack, where he can use that splashdown effectively.
Absolutely. Going to throw another bomb out here. Try to use nades to make some sort of pressure here. Kind of move things around. Let's see if DJ can work his magic one more time. The bubbles are going to do what the bubbles do.
Blaster's going to be coming up from the side. He needs to find the pick on the Blaster. He at least did stay alive versus a Blaster. Soren's looking for that pick on the jump, though. DJ making Soren run away, and the one's going to clean him up. That's going to be zone.
What beautiful timing there, knowing that the Inkjet was almost up. People like to combine those two. How about that? Getting it as he was landing so he was able to survive just a little bit longer against Soren. Dude running out here in the middle, trying to put some pressure on, but they're doing a great job.
Bubbles.
The bubbles come in. Can they
gotta
neutralize
pop
these
these.
bubbles?
They got to pop these. That's one down. Two do pop, but they didn't get them the zone. They're still looking for it, but no. Eclipse is able to take it back even after the bubbles came in. The one's trying to find this kill onto Soren, but Soren's movement is so good, and he's able to back up so that Nike can hit him with the Rapid Blaster.
Rapid Blaster is a pretty good weapon here, but Nike's actually out by himself, kind of called out here on the side. Dude is going to be pivoting back over there. His control going to go the other way. They're putting so much pressure. There's relentless pressure up here on the Melons. They're not letting them get set up.
And Eclipse, the last two games, they struggled to hold the lead, but in this game, they're doing it really, really well. The bubbles are going to be going in. They need to deal with that. That is 2 players down now. This is going to be the zone for Team Olive. There it is. Dude, okay, so now they can deal with these bubbles. Eclipse did such a good job trying to get those bubbles back in, but it looked like it was only tension there to try and pop them.
Absolutely, DJ caught off in a pretty awkward spot here. Not able to get the kill on a Soren. That would have been big, because now Ross is going to be stuck off on the side. You see 2 over there on the left side. It is the one and Ross, but they don't have a lot of range, and Dude does. Going to push them back
They're
here
looking
and
to pull the lead
them.
back here. That is going to be the lead now for Team Olive. Again, we've been talking about it. It's completely up to Eclipse to find this lead and hold it. They are going to get that zone back, but now they have a pretty steep penalty to work through if they want to take this lead back. The one is pushing into 3 players of Team Olive right now. Not going to work out for them. Team Olive is looking to take this zone back right now.
That's happened a few times. The one has been going forward and trying to put back pressure, but Olive is just not having it right now. You see tension getting crashed in on once again. Now DJ's being pushed back as well. The one is on the respawn, but the zone has already gone the other way. You see sharking around here, trying to cover DJ, but not getting there in time, and Soren's going to get the punish.
Okay, and the one does win that very close range 1v1 with the N-Zap in the perfect range of the Tri-Slosh just to make it easy. And Eclipse is trying to find this zone, but I don't know if they can. It's so close. There's so much blue on the meter, but they just can't quite find the cap. The bubbles are out. Okay. Okay, there it is. Eclipse is able to find that zone cap. And
once again, the one pushing in on the right side. I like what he's going for here, but he's got to be just a little bit more hesitant. Maybe a change up here. It was working earlier in the match, but Olive has defended it the last 2 times this cycle. Has repeated itself. Bubbles coming out once again. There's only a couple up here as we tick down to 15 seconds left in this game. Dude setting up here, knowing that he can shut down anything that comes in on the left side. Keep an eye on the Forge. The bubbles are active. Here they come. This is the last-ditch effort. Can they throw it in here? The bubbles
they're trying to go
gone.
for it. There's 2 players left. They need to get the zone, but no, they're dropping their players. 2 seconds left in the game. Olive is able to recap. That's the last one, and that is going to be the set for Team Olive, but not an easy 3-0.
Not an easy 3-0. That good old famous close 3-0.
Close 3-0.
But it has to be said.
Yep.
They played very, very well. A great showing here from Eclipse, one of their best showings as a team. But they really were, every time they took back, you see there, 7 bubbles from tension.
7 bubbles,
That was how they came in. From there, they tried to push the advantage, and it worked the first couple of times. But Olive adapted. They said, all right, here come the bubbles. They're going to push our melons. Let's just wait for them to come in. Let's shut it down. Let's stay composed, get it here. They're going to throw themselves at us. We're going to be able to make what we need happen. They trusted themselves, and now they earned their rematch with STDX, a hot date in the losers finals.
And just touching on what you just said, I love that you used the melons call out. There is 2 callouts that I love on Mako Mart that the players use. One of them is melons. That's going to be like the top stack, the kind of 2 boxes on top of mid. The other one is breakfast.
Breakfast, yeah, that actually is here on our wonderful commentators guide that was put together by BTM of SplatStats. Shout out to SplatStats. Shout out to BTM. Stack is one of the calls out here. We have the entire call outs here. You think this job is hard? It's actually not. We kind of just read from the script. We actually know who's going to win this tournament. We've just kind of been playing it off as time goes on.
Yeah, we just got to make it hype. We got to excite it up. Let people enjoy it.
Let people enjoy it as much as they can.
I'm thinking about that too.
Yep, good little sip here. You know, I love the sportsmanship that these teams display, right? Like,
the Splatoon community is so fantastic. Everyone's so nice. And then, like, people might have their beef online, but as soon as you're all under the same roof, everyone's cool.
Yeah, everyone's
awesome.
cool. We're all here playing a children's shooter as adults.
Yep, kind of adults, almost adults.
Kind of adults, almost adults, taking it about as seriously as you can possibly take anything. But you know, it's our little area. It's our little patch on this earth, and we love it.
And let me tell you, that patch has grown so much with Genesis.
It has. I don't even know. Hey, can any of you tell me what our view count is right now? Have we topped 4,000 yet?